Hi, I'm Sonia from Vidya Guru. Starting a new session on current affairs. You guys can make out this session is in English medium. If you are not comfortable with the language, switch to the session in Hindi medium. That is also available in the playlist. We upload almost all the sessions in two languages. One will be in English medium as you are watching the one right now, and we upload the session in Hindi medium also, which is primarily bilingual. If you wish to switch to the Hindi medium session, that means that is there. If you understand all the questions, please press the like button for sure. Share the video with your friends so that they can get the benefit of this important video. And if you wish to continue watching our sessions, please subscribe to the channel. That's how you'll get the notifications of all the videos. Don't forget to press the bell icon which is there just beside the subscribe button. You'll get the notifications of all the exam relevant videos which we upload if you press the bell icon. Okay, now I'll start the important things. I'll discuss with you one by one. See, almost all the points are very important. You guys are going to make your mind, once you start reading them, you'll realize that these questions are that important that you cannot skip even one single question. Believe me, the labor, my efforts will be successful if you learn all these questions till the end of this video. Please pay attention, remain focused. You yourself will realize you have to collect at least 1 or 2 magazines to get this much information. You have to go through a lot many websites to acquire this much information. You will realize that what I am telling you after watching the complete video. Each and every question will be there in your exam. The exam which is approaching, IBPS, PO or maybe any other exam which is there in the month of October. Start preparing, stay focused, don't waste your time. Now the first question, I'll be starting from Ram Mandir. Ram Temple, Ram Mandir, which was actually the inauguration, the foundation stone, actually was laid on 5th of August. We all know about that. But there's related information that can be there in your exam. You are not familiar with that. So I'll start with that information, which is architect of Ram Temple. That is Chandrakant Sompura. The name of that fellow is important because we all know that how important Ram Temple is for all of us. So Ram Temple, the foundation stone was laid on 5th of August. That we all know, but related information probably we are not familiar with. I'll start with that one. And I told you the name of the architect of Ram Temple, that is Chandrakant Sompura. The height of the temple will be 161 feet. 161 feet high will be this temple. Number of domes, the domes which are actually there on temples basically. So those number of domes will be 5. Style of architecture will be Nagara style. The kind of questions which are asked in the exam, they primarily ask such questions where the styles of the temples are generally asked. So the style of architecture is Nagara style. Don't forget that. Please don't forget that. Stay focused. The next question is there on your screen now. Author of Our Only Home, a climate appeal to the world. As you can make out, whenever I actually write such a thing, I write them in quotation. When you see that quotation, you realize even without reading that, without reading the word author, that means this is the name of the book written by somebody. It was written by Dalai Lama. And how important Dalai Lama is, we all know that. We have been listening about Dalai Lama since ages. So if he writes something, that book becomes very important for us for our exams. So Dalai Lama and Franz Holt, have actually written a book, and the name of the book I told you is Our Only Home, a Climate Appeal to the World. Autobiography of Sharon Stone. Autobiography of Sharon Stone. The name of that autobiography is The Beauty of Living Twice. The Beauty of Living Twice, that is the name of autobiography of Sharon Stone. Don't forget the book's name, and apart from that, this lady's autobiography is the name of that lady as well. Vocabulary book of Shashi Tharoor. Must be thinking that everybody makes video on such a thing where they are promoting Shashi Tharoor's vocabulary by watching all that. His name is mentioned everywhere. The kind of words he uses. That is why he has actually written a book on that. The book of vocabulary is named as Tharurosaurus. Must be thinking that what is that, because you've heard such a thing before, and that is, if we are looking for a word, the meaning of a word, and if we wish to find multiple meanings or similar words of the same word, then we go to thesaurus. We go to thesaurus. That is why he has actually booked his name in the similar pattern, that is Tharurosaurus. Thesaurus is the website, is the word for similar words basically. Thesaurus, where we check similar words. Thesaurus, Tharurosaurus. Don't forget the name of the Shashi Tharoor's this book is basically on vocabulary. I'll actually move ahead with the other question, and that is conservation projects announced by Prime Minister. Conservation project, what are we conserving here? We are conserving dolphins, Gangetic dolphins. We are going to conserve Asiatic lions through the project lion, through the project dolphin. Now we can actually segregate them and understand what I was actually telling you. Conservation projects announced by our Prime Minister, where we are actually trying to conserve these species of Asiatic lions, and species of Gangetic dolphins. So Project Dolphin and Project Lion. National aquatic animal. India's national aquatic animal, like we have national sweet, we have national emblem, we have national animal. Similarly, national bird, we have national aquatic animal also, and national aquatic animal is Ganges River dolphin. Ganges River dolphin, that is the national aquatic animal. Let's move to the other question. ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2021 will be hosted by India. A few days back, I was teaching you, in which I was mentioning that there will be a World Cup in India, as in India will be hosting that World Cup also. Now we are talking about something else that India will be hosting, and that is T20 World 2021. The next year, India will be hosting it, ICC Men's T20. And ICC Men's T20 World 2022 to 2022 will take place in Australia. So, 2022 will be hosted by Australia, 2021 will be hosted by India. Both got declared, that is why I am explaining that here. Let's move to the other question. Okay, now, not even one single question out of them can be missed. Can't even skip that. Believe me, these questions are certainly going to be there. When I start the video, I say that the entire video is important. Even while teaching you, I explain, I actually emphatically, talk about a few more things which are even further, which are actually further more important, and this is one of them. I'll actually explain them one by one. And I'll start with RBI rules for new umbrella entity for retail payments, NPCI Live. What does that mean? See, NPCI is an umbrella entity. Alright. If I wish to open a new umbrella entity, then my minimum experience, my organization's minimum experience in the payment domain, in the payment space, in the payment sector should be minimum 3 years. Please understand that. I'm saying NPCI is an umbrella entity. RBI's rules, RBI has actually came up with rules for new umbrella entities like NPCI. NPCI, as I told you, is an umbrella entity. If my organization wants to actually want to crop up a new umbrella entity, then my organization's experience in payment space should be minimum 3 years. Minimum paid up capital 500 crores that my company needs to have. Maximum capital investment by single promoter or promoter group. Let's say if I am a promoter in that organization, in that umbrella entity, if the 100% stake is there, my stake or my group's stake can be maximum 40%. So 40% promoter group stake can be there, maximum. Apart from that, minimum net worth, all the times I have to maintain that. My organization, which is coming up with a new umbrella entity, that that actually organization will need to maintain throughout. They need to maintain minimum net worth of 300 crores. Let's move to the other question. A few days back, I was actually talking about that RBI has actually brought urban cooperative banks under its supervision. So I'll start with that. Urban cooperative banks with total asset value, with total assets of more than rupees 2000 crores to have system-based asset classification. Please understand a few things. Asset means loan here, because for a bank, for you loan is not an asset, but for a bank loan is an asset. That is why classification of loan is happening. What sort of classification will happen? System-based classification of loans will happen. That means I'm actually talking about what is the health of the loan for the bank. That is what classification means here. Urban cooperative banks, if their total asset value is more than 2000 crores, then they need to have system-based asset classification from June 30th, 2021. The next point states, the lower point states, urban cooperative banks with total assets of more than rupees 1000 crores but less than 2000 crores. They will also have system-based asset classification from 30th September 2021. They'll start this sort of classification, but dates may vary. But I told you, this classification is for if the urban cooperative bank size is more than 1000 crores but less than 2000 crores, and if they have the value of their asset size is more than 2000 crores, then this system-based asset classification is for them, for those urban cooperative banks. The dates may vary, but you have to actually learn both the important points. Let's move to the other question. New state emblem. Emblem, you need to understand, even our country has national emblem with the sign of lions actually. 4 lions are there. We all know that emblem of our country. Here the emblem is released by a state. New state emblem launched by Jharkhand. You can actually see the picture here. The CM of Jharkhand is Hemant Soren. The information is relevant, that is why I've taught you, but otherwise I was just telling you that a state came up with an emblem, and that is Jharkhand. The next question is new governor of Meghalaya. I've taught you this fellow's name more than 7-8 times because he is the same fellow who actually moves from one state to the other. There are many like him. That means the governors are there of the states. They don't change. As in, I'm not saying that a new person does not actually come in. They are the same people who are keep on shifting their states, as in the center does so. New governor of Meghalaya is Satyapal Malik. I am just saying that this name is familiar to you guys. That is why I am saying that Satyapal Malik is now handling the charge of being the governor of Meghalaya. Apart from that, Maharashtra's governor is Bhagat Singh Koshyari, and this Bhagat Singh Koshyari is given the charge of Goa as well. Must be thinking, what is that? That means apart from being the governor of Maharashtra, he will be the governor of Goa. Our constitution allows one governor to be the governor of more than one state. So there is nothing new out here. Bhagat Singh Koshyari is the governor of Maharashtra, and he will be handling the charge of Goa's governor as well. Let's move to the other question. Fit India Freedom Run from. Fit India Freedom Run, you can actually relate it with our Freedom Day, our Independence Day, 15th of August. That is why that run started on 15th of August. Read the duration carefully. Fit India Freedom Run from 15th of August to 2nd of October 2020. Launched by Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. I want to share something with you. When they ask you such a question, the ministry behind is Very, very significant, believe me. So read that point carefully. Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports launched Fit India Freedom Run. Because it was Freedom Run, you can straight away relate it with 15th of August. But from 15th August to 2nd of October, that is actually important for you. And Minister of State of Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Minister of State, independent charge, Kiran Rijiju. I've taught you his name many times, so don't forget his name. Kiran Rijiju is the Minister of State, independent charge, referring to Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. The other question is, now that is Manduwadi railway station. Manduwadi railway station was renamed as Banaras railway station. Manduwadi railway station renamed as Banaras railway station. Gwalior Chambal Expressway is also going to be renamed. We have heard, so many things that is happening, very often. And I taught you even prior to that as well that so many names got changed. So I'm actually teaching you the same thing again. That is Gwalior Chambal Expressway will be Atal Bihari Vajpayee Expressway from now. That means Manduwadi railway station, Banaras railway station, Gwalior Chambal Expressway will be Atal Bihari Vajpayee Expressway. The other question is unique health ID. What is that? See, we already have a lot many IDs. There will be another health ID which will be provided, to us. But that is not mandatory. We being Indians can actually register and make our health IDs where all information about our health will be there. That means the record of our health will be digitally available to all the doctors and to all nearby health facilities. That's what my motive is. Something in this regard was launched by our Prime Minister, and that is National Digital Health Mission was launched by Prime Minister Modi. That will provide you unique health ID for every Indian under this mission. I'll read the lower point as well, and that is through NDHM, National Digital Health Mission. Citizens will have health IDs. That means you and I can actually create a health ID, and I told you that digital health record will be made available actually, and that will be easy for our doctors to access all that. So with our permission, they can access that database. So everything is being digital, something else is going to be digital here too. Let's move to the other question. Latest RBI initiative to promote financial inclusion and efficient banking. See, unbanked areas are there. We all know rural areas are there, which are actually where the banks aren't there. So, financial inclusion. The word inclusion means we are going to include all those left out areas where banks aren't there. They'll be including those, areas where the banks will be open. That's how financial inclusion, that means actually, that is financial inclusion. And efficient banking. So latest RBI initiative to promote financial inclusion and efficient banking, that is Innovation Hub. That Innovation Hub, you may relate it with something else also, but this is actually RBI's latest initiative. I'll move to the other question. Now be very careful, be very, very focused. These questions are going to be there in your exam. For sure, be very focused. Committee on Core Investment Companies. So Core Investment Company norms. What I'm referring to here, Tapanre Committee has been actually formed, and this committee has given some recommendations on core investment companies. Tapanre Committee on Core Investment Companies. That means they have given some recommendations on core investment companies. So Tapanre Committee, what is it related with? It is related with core investment companies. First point. The second point is the recommendations are as follows. I'm going to explain them one by one. The first point which they have stated, that is form group risk management committee. That means core investment companies need to have group risk management committee. Core investment companies should form group risk management committees. Number of layers. Let's say if I have a core investment company, I can actually open another investment company, just under me. So I can actually have multiple layers. But they are suggesting that number of layers allowed to core investment companies in a group can be 2. Chief risk officer should be appointed by core investment companies if their asset size is more than 2,000 crores. All these recommendations, 5,000 crores. So all these recommendations are very, very important. I'll read them one by one, but I have to read them again because I told you I cannot skip them. These questions are very important. Tapan Ray Committee on core investment companies. I was saying they have actually suggested to have group risk management committee. They want only number of layers. 2 number of layers should be allowed to core investment companies in a group. They want to have, they have actually permitted them, they have actually suggested them that chief risk officer should be appointed in those core investment companies if their asset size is more than 5,000 crores. Let's move to the other question. Okay, I'll start with the next question, which is about geographical tags to Moira banana and Hermal chili. That they are actually the products from Goa specifically. Now they've actually become the products of Goa only because they got the geographical indication tag. Geographical indication tag, they provide indication, the name to that specific state which they belong to. They actually get fixed to a geography. That is why such geographical indication tags are provided. When I generally say while teaching you such a thing to relate with it with the easiest thing, and that is Darjeeling tea, which is available to all of us. That Darjeeling tea is associated with the name Darjeeling, with the place Darjeeling. So geography represented by Darjeeling tea is Darjeeling. With Banarsi sari or maybe Kanjivaram sari. So you can actually relate Kanjivaram, that geography, with sari. Banaras with that Banarasi sari. So geographical indication tags are provided to make those things specific to that state only. If I move ahead, I wish to tell you that Goa has a few more tags. Geographical indication tags which were actually given for Feni, which were actually given for Khola chili or Khaje. Khaje is cardio bodio. Cardio bodio, if I actually move ahead with Khaje, if you're not familiar with what Khaje is the kind of sweet which is actually, made in Goa. So GI tags to Moira banana, Hermal chili given recently, but I told you that Goa has GI tags for Feni, Khola chili and Khaje already. Let's move to the other question. World's tallest pier bridge. Pier bridge, be careful, and not pier bridge. Similar to tier 2 and not tier 2. Like you appear in the exam and generally students say that I'm preparing for tier 2. That is not tier 2, that is tier 2. Similar to that pronunciation, that is pier bridge. Pier bridge, P-I-E-R, pier bridge. That means we are actually talking about a bridge which will be there on pillars basically. So world's tallest pier bridge to come up on Ijai River. Ijai River is in Manipur. So Ijai River, world's tallest pier bridge to come up on Ijai River. Rashtriya Swachhata Kendra, inaugurated in Delhi, Rajghat. Rashtriya Swachhata Kendra, inaugurated in Rajghat, Delhi. RBI signs $400 million currency swap facility with central bank of which country? That means the question is like that. Swapping, that means exchange of the currency will take place between India's central bank and Sri Lanka's central bank. And how much money, how much currency will be swapped? That is $400 million. That currency, that much amount will be swapped. As per RBI, by March 2021, very, very sad news. As per RBI, by March 2021, gross NPA, non-performing assets, total non-performing assets, that means in easier words, in easier terms, bad loans. Gross bad loans, gross non-performing assets of banks may rise to 12.5%. That sort of hike is going to be there in banks' bad loans. Let's move to the other question. Now, India to develop 5 eco-tourism zones in Adu Atoll. Must be thinking, what is Adu Atoll and where is Adu Atoll? Adu Atoll is in Maldives. And in Maldives, India is going to construct a few things now. That is why we are reading such a thing on your screen. India to develop 5 eco-tourism zones in Adu Atoll. Adu Atoll is in Maldives, and India to build largest civilian infrastructure project in Maldives too. Here comes the name of the President of Maldives, and his name is Ibrahim Mohammed Solih. And Maldives capital is Malé. That is the additional information which I wanted to share. Let's move to the other question. Hiroshima Day is observed on 6th of August. Similarly, Nagasaki Day is observed on 9th of August. We all know, we have read that in our school days also. International Day of the World's Indigenous People. International Day of the World's Indigenous People is observed on 9th August too, when the Nagasaki Day is observed. World Humanitarian Day is observed on 19th of August, and the theme which was kept for Humanitarian Day of this year, that is hashtag real life heroes. World Humanitarian Day is observed on 19th of August. World Photography Day is also observed on 19th of August, and I told you the theme for Humanitarian Day was hashtag real life heroes. World Biofuel Day is observed on 10th of August. World Lion Day is observed on 10th of August too. 12th of August is World Elephant Day, and World Organ Donation Day is observed on 13th of August. Let's move to the other question. First Indian to score century in all the 3 formats. See, we are discussing these 2 fellows, these 2 important cricket stars, because they are actually about to get retired, about to take retirement from their services. That means they'll be retired soon. That is why Suresh Raina and MS Dhoni will be discussed in today's class. First Indian to score century in all the 3 formats. Understand that, how important this fellow is for us, for our game. Test, One Day International and T20. In all the 3 formats, he actually scored century. Suresh Raina. When we actually talk about only captain, he is the only captain till now in the history of cricket to win 3 ICC trophies. The first one is T20 World Cup, ODI, One Day International World Cup, we all know that, and Champions Trophy. All are lifted by this captain. He is that important. MS Dhoni. That is MS Dhoni, we all know that. So these are the people who are actually about to get retired. Let's move to the other question. Indian Navy has conducted PASEX with USA. PASEX, that is passage exercise. It was actually conducted near Andaman's. So near Andaman and Nicobar Islands, this exercise was conducted. It is, it was way back when we heard of an exercise. So this is the exercise we have come up with, and that is PASEX. And I told you that is passage exercise between Indian Navy and USA's Navy. Let's move to the other question. First Indian city to have female icons on traffic signals. That is Mumbai. But I'm sure you will not understand what I'm actually referring to. If you pass a traffic signal, those signals are there where these 3 lights are there. In those 3 lights, you generally see the gender of a male. But Mumbai is going to be the first city to have the icons of females on the traffic lights. That's pretty, new for all of us, but at the same time, very important for the exam. Let's move to the other question. Historic peace agreement. You can't skip this question. Believe me, this is going to be there in some exam. Be very, very focused. I'm saying very, very focused. Don't miss this question. This is about Abraham Accord. Abraham Accord, that means there's a peace treaty, peace agreement between two countries, Israel and United Arab Emirates. Israel and UAE have actually signed a historic peace agreement, that is Abraham Accord. Here, the name of the accord, the name of the treaty, Abraham Accord, is important for us. But apart from that, the name of their prime minister or crown prince, they become important for us. That is why the related information is as follows. Prime Minister of Israel is Benjamin Netanyahu. Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi is Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed. And you cannot skip Abraham Accord. Let's move to the other question. Pandit Raj was related with Mewati Gharana. Mewati Gharana, that means it is a kind of music which he used to actually perform. Hindustani classical vocalist. He was Pandit Raj, who passed away recently. That is why we are actually talking about him. He was very famous. Russell Kirsch. Russell Kirsch is basically Russell A. Kirsch. He was behind Pixel. Yes. The camera, the digital photography, the imaging that you see was the pioneers of that. So Russell A. Kirsch, who passed away recently, was actually the pioneer of digital photography. He was the inventor of Pixel. He was that important. So please don't forget his name. Let's move to the other question. New trade routes were actually opened between Jaigaon and Ehle. Jaigaon is in West Bengal. So India's West Bengal, Jaigaon, to Ehle, Pasakha, Bhutan. So from these two areas, these trade routes actually have got opened between India and Bhutan. The names of these places, they are very important. So I request you, if you liked the video, please press the like button for sure. If you understood everything. If you could not understand, then I generally suggest move to the Hindi video. Thanks a lot. Thank you for watching.